hello. How you doing today? My name is Spectrum Dominus, and I will be breaking for you this evening, doing a quick What's in the Box Wednesday. Just one episode, because it is Wednesday. We will do multitude of episodes or just a single episode next Wednesday. I don't have time to film multiple in a row like I normally do. Tonight we're doing the 1991 Pro Set Platinum set. Big card in this set is the Brett Favre rookie. There's also Aeneas Williams has a rookie card in there too. I'm not sure what else is in here. I haven't gone through the list. Those are the two cards, and the only two cards that we have received from Sugar. For those of you who are not new to the channel, you know that Sugar White is one of our subscribers, one of our viewers, one of our own. He's family this point, and he sends us boxes like this to open on What's in the Box Wednesday just for the fun of it. But we collect his cards. You can see this whole shelf back here, the shelf here, with the comic books there, and those two boxes. Those are all Sugar White's cards there, everything there. So we collect his cards, and then when we're going to meet up with him and hand him his whole cards in person, have a steak dinner or something like that, But we do it this way. That way he gets what cards he wants. He gets the fun of watching us open on screen. He helps us out by giving us stuff to open on screen. And anything that isn't either a Brett Favre rookie or Aeneas Williams rookie, the store gets to keep, and we can resell and try to make some money on that. Not that we've done any of that yet, but we're working towards it. Some of that stuff is getting sent off to be graded. We're looking towards advancing and not just breaking boxes, but flipping cards and stuff like that. So we'll see how that goes in the future. But for now, let's do Pro Set Platinum. I will get this started. You know what? Right before, let me just, because I want to know. Pro Set Platinum Football 91 checklist. See if there's anything on here. The Brett Favre is the big thing, but there are other cards in here that show that graded at 9 or 10 can be worth over $10, and up in the 10s can be in the $50, $60, $70 range. So that's kind of neat. So we'll look out for those cards. Those cards do exist, and we will be pulling some of them. Those are things like Emmitt Smith, Joe Montana, Barry Sanders, the Bo Jackson, the Dan Marino, stuff like that. So any of these cards has potential with a not any of these cards, but a lot of these cards has potential with the 10.0 grade. I'm going to switch to the break scene. All right. Open this box right here. Now, for those of you who have been watching, you know that we pull out 2 packs. I like to get some of the middle packs down at the bottom. We pull out 2 packs to open on our Instagram account at a later date. You can watch the Instagram accounts to see single pack openings of all different sorts of products. The box is empty. We're going to, wow, I put way more. There we go. Let's stick those 2 in here and move that over here. And let's make these into 4 equal stacks, which isn't exactly possible because now there are 2 packs missing, but you know what I mean. All right, that looks pretty close. All right, we're going to move these over here. And we're going to open these one at a time, and let's see what we get. Why? Oops, what happened? I was on the wrong break seat. Well, that's okay. All right. I may have to adjust the camera. I did adjust the camera beforehand, but now that I'm completely set up with the packs, it might be a little bit zoomed out or in more than I needed it to. So let's see what we get. We're right here. All right. Now the problem with Pro Set is that these are one of the ones I love them because it just like the what was the other ones we opened recently with the photos? It was oh jeez, Pro Line Portraits. Beautiful cards. They focus on the artwork, which is great, but you have to turn every single card over to see who it is. So, does make it take a little longer. This is Barry Foster, Don Majowski, Ernie Jones, Chris Spielman, Dave Meggett, Matt Millen. It's going to be Keith Jackson. That one I guessed. This might be Randall Hill. That's Randall Hill. I remember this one is Larry Brown. I recognize these cards. I had these almost this full set. Mo Gardner. And usually I'm opening these cards, I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen this in so long, but I feel like some of them I just saw. Freeman McNeil. Todd Marinovich. And Platinum Game Breakers PC9. Now, I said that he only wanted 2 cards, but that was a little bit of a lie because he also said I'd also like PC8 and PC9. So, on our first pack, if we happen to get the Platinum Game, not just on the first pack, if at any point we happen to get the Platinum Game Breakers of Emmitt Smith, he wanted that card. Well, not only did we happen to get it, but we happened in the first pack pull, we got him a Platinum Game Breakers Emmitt Smith. So there we go. 4 cards listed, included 2 special cards. First pack, he's already got 25% of his cards right there. All right. Congratulations already there, Sugar White. That's a good start. Tis a good start for you. All right, let's see what else we got. It's all downhill from here. All right, let's make sure they're not stuck together because these glossy kinds can. That's Chris Dishman. Sorry, Dillman. Chris Dishman. We got that one stuck together. Don't leave residue on the next card. John Offerdahl. Is that Don Beebe? It sure is. Don Beebe. Eric Morton. Hey, let's see. Alan Pickett. Steelers. Chunk. Elkin. I don't know even the first name because that's got to be Morton Anderson. Yep, Morton Anderson. We got a Buccaneer, Reuben Davis. A Winston Moss. For the Seahawks, it is Rufus Porter. And for the Browns, we got Mike Babb. Mike Babb. And then Brian Blades, for the Seattle Seahawks. All right. I am not looking for anyone in particular from this. I'm looking for highly gradable versions of those guys I was talking about earlier. I'd like to get some graded and get them. Roger Craig, Tim McKyer. There's Beanie Blades. 49ers. We've got Harris Barton. That one we've already gotten. Alan Pickett. We've already gotten this one before too. That's Trench Ilkin. Michael Stewart. Patriots. Chris Singleton. Also for the Patriots, we got Pat Harlow. 49ers, Todd Bowles. Oh, look at that. I'm going to pull that one out because that's my current coach. That looks like Chris Carter. Sure is. And another Viking after him, Randall McDaniel. Couple of Viking greats there. All right. Starting off with a Buccaneer, we've got cards stuck together. Let's fix that up a little. All right. We've got Mark Carrier. Sorry. We got Marcus Allen. You've got Chargers quarterback John Freeze. Falcons Darian Connor. There's Chris Carter again. Nope, that's not Chris Carter again. That's Steve Jordan. Sure is. That's why you don't guess. That's why you turn the card over. There's Dave Meckett. I thought that was Dave Meckett, but after saying Chris Carter twice, guess Art Monk. Nope, no, it's not Stanley Richards. I see a person with a ball, and I think and I just try to guess of anyone. I don't know any numbers. 40 would not have been Art Monk, I don't think. Alvin Walton, nope. Then Stanley Richard. Definitely need to. There we go. Work on my Michael Jackson. Woo! Work on my old time numbers because I don't know people's numbers. So I guess I like Dallas Cowboy lineman from back in the day, I guess, and then I'm wrong. Kevin Gogan. Pittsburgh Patriot John Vaughn. And Cleveland Brown Reggie Longhorn. You know, there are times when I miss that sets have like every player in them like this. Like, because nowadays you'll be like, there are 5 from each team, and if a team has more than 5 stars, then they get more than 5 cards. But back in the day, it was like every offensive lineman had a card, and every defensive lineman had a card, and and it's just like I miss that from numbers. I miss that from like a rarity standpoint. If we had today's production numbers with with the 80s and 90s set sizes, you get a lot less cards per pack. You get the same number of cards per pack, but you get lot less stars per pack, which would seem to make them rarer. So from that standpoint, I kind of miss it too. But Barry Foster. But it is nice nowadays to every single player in the pack you open. Ed West, Lewis Sharp, Isaac Holt. The Eagles, we got Andre Waters, Patriots, Leonard Russell, Russell Maryland for the Cowboys. We got the Jets, Jeff Lagaman, the Colts, Mike Pryor, the Saints, Ricky Jackson, for the Oilers, Drew Hill, the Cardinals, Eric Swan, and a platinum photo of PC5, Kevin Mack for the Cleveland Browns. I'm going to go ahead and zoom this out just a little. These cards are easier to see. Oops, let's not zoom out that much. Easier to see than our normal cards because they're all photo, and thus let's make sure I'm getting them because I'm noticing a couple of them I'm holding off screen thinking I've got them there. So let's see if I can give you a little more room. If I will stop doing that. Here we go. We got Tom Newberry, the Giants, Oh, that one's stuck. Bart Oates. The Packers. Bryce Poop. P-O-U-P. Poop. Bryce Poop. Hey, I didn't name him that. Heck, his parents didn't even name him that. That was just his parents' name. And his parents' name. All right, we got for the Lions, Lomas Brown. Steelers, Brian Hickle. For the Redskins, Matt Millen. For the Giants, we got Canavis McGlee. Jets, Rob Moore. We got Craig Taylor for the Bengals. All right, Minnesota Vikings, Al Nagoa. Cleveland Browns, Joe Morris. And Miami Dolphins, Mark Higgs. There was no ins at the end. Mark Higgs. All right. Here we go. Starting out with a buck, like the Bucks, but back then there wasn't much to like about the Bucks. Not a lot of stars your 1991 are you looking for as a Bucks fan. A couple years later, we start picking up players. Mark Carrier. Then we got the Chiefs, Barry Wood. The Chargers, Gil Bird. The Oilers, Bruce Matthews. The Bengals, David Fulcher. The Saints, Gil Fentery. The Alvin Walton for the Redskins. There's the Redskins head coach, Joe Gibbs. There's Eugene Robinson. The Seahawks, Denver Broncos, Mike Ruel. Minnesota Vikings, Anthony Carter. Goes to Chris Carter. And there is the Brett Favre. Let us take this one. I'm going to actually stick this one in one of these grading sleeves instead of the regular sleeves. I suspect he's going to want to try to get that graded. And if he doesn't, I'm hoping there's a second one. We're not even a quarter of the way through. And I'm hoping that there's another one in there. That if there is, then I will send it to get graded. All right. Starting off with Dan Majowski on this one. Following it up with Ernie Jones. Dan Majowski. Ernie Jones. We got a Lions Robert Clark. A Chiefs Kevin Ross. There's a Steve Young. That one was on the list of potential good ones. Leonard Russell. Darryl Green. There is Randall Hill again. For the Buffalo Bills, we have Henry Jones. Jerome Henderson. New York Jets, Freeman McNeil. And then for the Oakland Raiders, Todd Maranovich. That guy was one of the chases back in the day, right around that time. That might be his rookie. 91, that sounds about right, because I think it was a 91 Upper Deck that everyone was chasing. So that might be a Todd Maranovich rookie card. All right, for the Packers, we got Ed West, Eric Allen. For the Bills is Leonard Smith, Eagles, Andre Waters. And we have the Redskins, Willie Marshall, and this is Dan McGuire, I'm guessing, which is also one of the rookie chases. Dan McGuire. For the Jets, Jeff Lagman. For the Bucks, there's Ruben Davis. Patriots. Should be putting them down face down. John Vaughn. I'm going to do that starting with the next stack. That makes more sense anyway. Reggie Langhorne for the Raiders. Nick Bell, another rookie, I believe. And for the Dolphins, Mark Higgins. And remember the rookies. All right, that's about 25% of the way through there. We got some more to go. Remember the rookies because of the chase, and it's not necessarily the platinum set. It's the 1991, and I think it's the 91. I guess it could be the 90. It could, and then they just happen to be. This would be their second-year cards. But I remember the 91 Upper Deck rookies of that year, which was Brett Favre. Yeah, so yeah, it's got to be this one. So all right, here we go. We got Bart Oates, John Freeze, the Falcons. It's Darion Connor. For the Steelers, Brian Hindle. For the Alfred Williams for the Bengals. We got Steve McNair, not McNair, Jim McMahon for the Eagles. That's after his Super Bowl win. Chargers, Stanley Richard. There's Craig Taylor for the Bengals. Pat Harlow for the Saints. Ricky Jackson for the Saints as well. I mean, for the Patriots and for the Saints. For the Oilers, there's Drew Hill. And for the Redskins, Ricky Irvin. For the Redskins. We got a lot of cards to go through here. We're really not hitting on. And this is kind of what I was talking about. The number of stars that exist back in the 91 set is quite high. There's plenty of things to collect from this set, as there would be today, but just the sheer number of just common players. From the Rams, you got Tom Newberry. The Cardinals, Tom Tupa. Also the Cardinals, Lewis Sharp. This is a Dallas Cowboy, Isaac Holt. I knew it wasn't Michael Irving because I know that one. Cardinals, Ken Harvey. Chargers, Eric Morton. Cowboys, Russell Maryland. For the Falcons, we got Bill Fralick. There's another Joe Gibbs. Another Browns, Joe Morris. Another Giants, Carl Banks. And for the Buccaneers, we have Charles McRae. Charles McRae. All right. Yeah, the time in my life that I was biggest into buying packs of cards. I've been buying cards and I've been getting cards my whole life. Well, for, a portion of my life till I stopped. But 1991, that was 1991 Upper Deck football, 1991 Upper Deck hockey. That was really the stuff. We dabbled in all this Pro Line and Pro Set Platinum and all that as well. Got Mark Jackson from the Broncos, so I recognize all this stuff. This is like the heart of my collecting time right here. I died down a little the next couple years, and then by 94 or something, I stopped, I think. We got the Miami Dolphins, Mark Duper. For the Browns, we got Dave Grayson. The Seahawks, we got Chris Spielman. For the Chargers, that is Junior Seau. Great. For the Redskins, we got Matt Miller. We got Mike Pritchard for the Falcons. The Chiefs, Harvey Williams. Larry Brown from the Cowboys. Falcons, Mo Gardner. Seahawks, Jacob Green. And Cardinals, Eric Swan. But because it was my formative year, it was the year that I understood the whole rookie thing the most. So finding those rookies, Pavel Bure in hockey, because Brett Favre was cool, but he wasn't even, he was a nobody as far as collecting goes in 1991. So it wasn't even who we were hunting. Like I said, Maravich and Dan McGuire and stuff like that was the names that we were. Marcus Allen, Eagles, Eric Allen, the Bills, Leonard Smith, the Vikings, Steve Jordan, 49, sorry, the Giants, Dave Meggett, the Cardinals, Aeneas Williams. There we go. He's got his two. He got his Brett Favre, he got his Aeneas Williams, and he's got his special Emmitt Smith already. That just means that we only got one Barry Sanders to go, and he did everything. No reason to buy another box. All right, here we go. Miami Dolphins, Don Shula. We got for the Browns a Michael Jackson. For the Saints, Vaughn Johnson. For the Jets, Browning Nagel. That's another rookie right there from that set. For the Patriots, we got Greg McCarthy. For the the Raiders, Nick Bell. And there's a platinum game breaker right there. Gaston Green. That is what these are the special cards that we're looking for the Barry Sanders and the Emmitt Smith in. But Nick Green is not so much. All right. Next pack. We are approaching the halfway point. These style cards tend to stick together, but these packs are definitely not stuck together as bad as some other packs like this we've opened in the past. So that's good. We've got Barry Foster, Ed West, that's John Freeze, Darian Connor, Eagles, Andre Waters. We got Ronnie Harmon for the Chargers, another Charger, Stanley Richards. We've done most of these before. Jeff Flagman, Cowboys, Kevin Grogan, Patriots, John Vaughn. We got Drew Hill for the Oilers and Ricky Irvin for the Redskins. But the sheer number of players, the Emmitt Smith, Joe Montana, Barry Sanders, Bo Jackson, Steve Young. We got Steve Young. Dan Marino, Jerry Rice, Warren Moon, Michael Irvin, Deion Sanders, John Elway, Lawrence Taylor. Even Jim McMahon sold for a decent amount. Troy Aikman, Reggie White. I'm just saying the sheer number of stars that were still in this set that we're just not pulling is quite. Now, this does say Series 2. I wonder how many of those were Series 1. That's a good. I bet most of those are in Series 1. Ha ha ha. Look at me being kind of dumb and kind of smart about it after the fact. All right, so Tom Newberry, Bart Oates, Lewis Sharp, Isaac Holt, Brian Hindle. I had to make a comment about them not sticking together. Wilbur Marshall, Alfred Williams, Canvius McGee, Russell Maryland, Craig Taylor, Mike Pryor for the Saints, Ricky Jackson, For the 49ers, Carl Banks. Except that's not 49ers, that's Giants. I don't know why I do that from time to time. It's just, I'm going. I just say any random team name hoping I'm right. You got a 1 in 30 chance, not even. Because there's so many more teams since then, and teams that are no longer teams. You just have at it. Just say random stuff. We're at the halfway point after this pack. We got Brad Muster. Gotten that one before. Tom Tupa. That is Bryce Poop for the Saints. Lomas Brown. It's the Seahawks. Lomas Brown. There's Ken Harvey again. This is going to be Keith Jackson again, I think. Yeah, 88. That's Keith Jackson. For the Jets, we've had that one. Rob Moore. The Falcons, Bill Fralick. For the Vikings, that's Al Noga. This one looks like it might be one we haven't had before. Jeff Herod. For the Dolphins, Keith Sims. Also for the Dolphins, Mark Higgs. We've definitely had Mark Higgs before. Makes me wonder how many cards are in the series 2. Probably should have checked that out. Every week I say to you guys, oh, I should have looked at this, or I should have figured this out. And every week I'm like, oh, wish I'd known this. Well, why don't you do a little bit of research before, just a tiny bit of research before you start that video? You dummy. I did a little bit of research before it. Just not those questions. That's the problem. I don't think of those questions for some reason until the video has started. So, we got Jay Schroeder. That's a new one. For the Broncos, Mark Jackson. For the Falcons, Steve Broussard. For the Oilers, Bubba McDowell. We have, for the Steelers, Lewis Lips. For the Buccaneers, Paul Gruber. That's our best player from back then. Morton Anderson, Mike Pritchard. For the 49ers, we got Don Griffin. For the Dolphins, Aaron Carver. There is Mel Gray. And Brian Blades. I always get that confused. Brian Blades is a Seahawk. Beanie Blades is a Lion. They play different positions. I see Blades and I always want it to be Beanie because it's a much funner name. Beanie Blades is a much funner name than Brian Blades. All right, here we go. We got for the Bengals, Ronnie Holman. For the Rams, Henry Ellard. For the Falcons, Mike Gann. For the Packers, oh yeah, Johnny Holland. For the Jets, Jim McMahon. The Colts, Bill Brooks. For the Bears, Wendell Davis. I love when a card is the picture is taken away that you don't know if this is a Bears card or a Falcons card. I had to wait until I turned it over and said, yeah, for the Bears. For the Patriots, Ray Agnew. For the 49ers, Bill Romanowski. For the Raiders, Winston Moss. For the Buccaneers, there's Charles McRae. And for the, I'm going to guess, Broncos, Dennis Smith. Yeah. All right, starting with the Falcons, Brad Muster. I'm sorry, the Bears. See? Oh, it's the Bears and the Seahawks. That's just I was going to say dirty. Darker color of the uniform. Tom Tupa. For the Bills, Will Wolford. For the Chiefs, Stephen Page. For the Cardinals, Aeneas Williams. There we go. We got a second one. that over there. We'll just sit down and try to determine which is in better condition. Make sure he gets that one. Keith Jackson, 49ers, Jay Novacek, Bill Fralick for the Falcons, Ronnie Lott for the Raiders, Jeff Herod for the Colts, Nick Bell for the Raiders, and for the Bengals, Eddie Brown. Sorry, guys, I was just bringing up the checklist because I want to see. There we go. Nope, it's only in trading card database. It's not, doesn't seem to be bringing up the one I usually use, and it doesn't say Series 2. Okay, I see what's happening here. I don't know when Series 1 starts, but it looks like it have to be somewhere in here. Yeah, because we've been getting these. Bryce Pop is a rookie. Hey, that Chris Dishman is a rookie. All right, so Mark Higgs is a rookie for the Dolphins. Bill Fentry. Larry Brown, that's a rookie for the Cowboys. Ricky Irvins is a rookie. Brett Favre, we knew. Michael Jackson, Nick Bell, Todd Marinovich. The Russell Maryland is a rookie. Dan McGuire. I thought that Russell Maryland was here before. Brown and Nagel. Mike Pritchard, Stanley Richard, Leonard Russell. Yep. Aeneas Williams. Misspelled on the back. Uh-oh. The Aeneas Williams rookie is... Oh, it's uncorrected. It's uncorrected. Oh, they just spelled it wrong. Yep, it is definitely spelled wrong on the back. All right, uncorrected error. All right, so no, we're not seeing any other name. Now, I just looked at the rookies, but we're not seeing any other names. Most of the names are the beginning of the set, so we're not going to find anything else. We're just going to go through this quick. Cornelius Bennett, Kevin Green, Mike Green, Johnny Holland, Ronnie Harmon. There's the Dan McGuire rookie. For the Bears, we got Jay Hilgenberg. For the Bears, we have Wendell Davis, Anton Davis, Bill Romanowski, Ricky Irvins, rookie, and Dennis Smith. Well, that's a little disappointing. Pro Set Platinum Series 2. So many nice Series 1 cards. I wonder what a box of Series 1 goes for. See if I can look into that. All right, we got Bengals Ronnie Holman, Henry Ellard, Jack Del Rio, Wilbur Marshall, Jim McMahon, Bill Brooks, Anthony Johnston, Ray Agnew, Reuben Davis, Carl Banks, Charles McRae, and that's a new one for the Giants, Rodney Hampton. So, yeah, looking at it, looks like there's only 315 cards in the set, and if you're going to split that even in half, that is, what, 157 or 158 cards, 157.5 cards, if you cut it in half. So if there's only 157 cards, and each pack has 12 cards in it, After 10 packs, you're already 120 cards. And there was a lot more than 10 packs. We've opened a lot more than 10 packs already. And there's already, what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So we've opened 18, like, something like 25 packs already. So yeah, we probably have a full set, except for we don't have the double of the Favre. We're not going to see many more things we haven't seen yet. One or two. Steve Atwater, we haven't seen yet, followed by Roger Craig behind him. But there we go. Steve Atwater, followed by Roger Craig, followed by Mark Carrier, followed by Beatty Blades, Ken Harvey, Alfred Williams, Mike Singletary. There's a star right there. Robert Del Pino, Mike Stewart, Anthony Thompson, Keith Sims, Phil Hansen, and Randall McDaniel. Plenty of people that I would consider mid-carders, or even probably were stars in 1991, but either they didn't fully continue on and become greats, or they stayed in too long and it kind of tarnished their legacy. So there are definitely people, and then there are others that are greats, but they're defensive greats, and defensive greats like a Mike Singletary, just regular pro line card, doesn't really fetch anything. So, all right, Chris Dishman, Tim McIyer, a lot of those ones that we call Don Beebe, a lot of the ones we call mid carders. They're also another name for them would be team greats, like Randall McDaniel is a Viking great, but is he a great? That's when it becomes debatable. Eric Morton, Alan Pinkett, Tunch Ilkin, Eric Green, Chris Singleton, Irving Fryer, that's a new one. Todd Bowles, Chris Carter, Kyle Clifton, and a Platinum Game Breakers for Neil Anderson. They didn't even give us good Platinum Game Breakers in this. Yeah, put me in charge of making sets, because that... I wouldn't say that these packs are disappointing. We're opening up, we're getting all the cards. There's just not a lot of cards in this worth getting. All right. We'll be more picky in the future, maybe. Jay Schroeder, not in the next 10 weeks, though, because those have already been pre-picked. All right, for the Bengals, Anthony Munoz. That's my guy. For the Dolphins, John Offerdahl. The Bills, Andre Reed. There's another team great. Dan Solomuno. Nope. Harris Barton was who that was. I was like, that was a 49er, and it's saying it's a Chief. There we go. Harris Barton and Dan Solomuno. Then Ricky Natale, Morton Anderson. For the Oakland Raiders, or the Los Angeles Raiders at the time, I guess. Winston Moss, Rufus Porter, Mike Babb, and Brian Blades. All right, now for the Buccaneers, we have Mark Carrier, Gil Bird, Robert Clark, Junior Seau, Steve Young, probably one of the biggest stars in the product on this side, Leonard Russell, Don Schuler, followed by Joe Gibbs. That's funny that those were back-to-back. Henry Jones, Jerome Henderson. There we go. And a Brett Favre. All right, now we have enough to make a completed set of Series 2. Not that that's what we're going to do. We need one more Brett Favre to do that because we need one in my collection. Not sure if I'm really going to keep one. Trying to decide. I'm working on. It's a video coming soon, guys. How am I going to do my PC? I'm going to work on my PC. That's coming probably in August, September, when everything changes. Everything changes in August, September, guys. All right, here we go. We got Patriots. Bruce Armstrong. Marcus Allen. Keith Byers. Michael Irvin. Oh, so Michael Irvin is in this set. Okay, there you go. Another one of the bigger names in the set. Darnell Thompson. Warren Powers. Alvin Walton, sorry. Gary Clark. Eugene Robinson. Mike Crowell. Mark Callens, and for the Rams, Todd Light. Well, that's cool. Michael Irvin. Steve Young. Now we're getting there. All right. Barry Word. Gil Bird. Steve Brozard. David Fulcher. Louis Lips. Paul Gruber. Anthony Thompson. Joe Gibb. Eugene Robinson. Mike Crowell. It's a rookie. Mark Collins, and another Brett Favre. Nice. After getting one fairly early, and then sitting there getting shut out the rest of the time, we pull two in back-to-back packs. This one looks like it's got spots, like it's stuck to the card in front of it on his jersey. This one, no, it's still got one spot there. So we'll take a look and see which is the best of the three. I will keep the second best, he will keep the first best, and the third best will go into the shop. That's a problem with grading cards this style from this time period is. There's almost one of those spots on every card, and you just don't necessarily see it. And the trained professionals do. Tim McGuire. Don Majowski, Ernie Jones, there's Michael Irvin again, Robert McDowell, Warren Powers, Patriots, Chris Singleton, Randall Hill for the Cardinals, for the Bills, Henry Jones, Jerome Henderson, Anthony Carter, and there is rookie Todd Ranovich again. Gotten at least four of him. Hopefully we can get a fourth Brett Favre. All right, we got Chris Dishman, Anthony Munoz, Barry Word, Andre Reed, David Fulcher, Dan Salamuna, Vince Buck, Eric Green, Darryl Green, Rufus Porter, Mike Bob, and Kyle Clifton. All right. Here we go, guys. Approaching the home stretch. We got three left. This pack actually seems thicker than the other ones. There's no reason for it to be thicker. But I'm going to do it last just in case. Even if it's just as an extra card in there. That's like, there's, instead of 12, they put 13 in by accident. Then that makes it special, and we'll do it last. All right, here we go. For the Bengals, Anthony Munoz. Then we got Mark Duper. For the Browns, David Grayson. I've seen Robert Clark before. We have seen Kevin Ross and Steve Young. Gary Clark and Darryl Green for the Chiefs. Harvey Williams, Larry Brown for the Cowboys, Mo Gardner, and then for the Jets, Freeman McNeil. Remember Freeman McNeil? Here we go. Final two. Come on, Barry Sanders Pro Set Platinum something or other, whatever it's called. All right. We got Steve Atwater, Mark Carrier, Jack Del Rio, John Offerdahl, Eric Morton, Mike Singletary, Robert Delpino, Anthony Johnson, Anthony Thompson, Reuben Davis, Phil Hansen, Rodney Hampton, and Game Day Breakers Barry Sanders. I shouldn't have flipped him up. This would have been the last pack. He got his Barry Sanders Game Day Breaker in the second to last pack. Man, if I hadn't flipped it up, we would have bookended. First pack and last pack. He got all 4 of his cards. That makes me very happy. Obviously, he also said something to the effect of, let's see. He said, words were said. Emmitt Smith and Paul Brown, actual platinum cards, hopefully gradable. So we didn't get any actual platinum cards, unless that's why this one's fat. So we'll see what happens. But it doesn't look like there's anything special in there. It just feels a little thicker, like they put an extra card in by accident or something. All right, here we go. Final pack. We've got Jay Schroeder, the Raiders. For the Lions, we got Beanie Blades. For the Eagles, we have Keith Byers. Bills, Andre Reed. 49ers, Harris Barton in the same order as the Chiefs. Dan Salamanda goes. Saints, Vince Buck. For the Patriots, Pat Harlow. For the 49ers, Don Griffin. For the Dolphins, Aaron Craver. For the Lions, Mel Gray. Rams, Todd Light. And then a platinum photo of the Low Fives Houston Oilers. PC4. So that's part of that same subset as in the Platinum Game Breakers. They don't say, they say PC. So we have PC8 and PC9. Earlier we got a PC7 and PC4, so we got a good portion of them. But all right, guys, that is not bad. I'm going to put Todd Bowles back over here. We did get multiple of him. All right, so we got him the Emmitt Smith. We got him the Brett Favre with 2 dupes. We got him the Aeneas Williams with 1 dupe. And we got him the Barry Sanders Game Day Breakers and rookie cards. So much from a percentage standpoint, that is the most successful break he's ever had. He hit every one of them, and that's the second time we hit every card that he listed. But He's even gotten a dupe because when we get three, he gets the first one, I get the second one, he gets the third one. So he even got a dupe of the Brett Favre. So most successful break he's ever had. As far as what's in it, it was a very weak product, but that's okay. It was nice to see. It was good to remember. It was nice to remember all those rookies, the Leonard Russells and the Brownie Nagels and stuff. It was kind of cool. But yeah, there we go. We have that, guys. Next week we're going to do a baseball. We're going to do one that we've done before. It's going to be a 1988 Donruss. Looking for, well, I don't know what he's looking for. Let's see if it says, if I can find it quickly. If not, then we won't go into it too much. But when I opened 88 Donruss, which is one which I like, I was collecting in 88, but I wasn't collecting that much in 88. Here we go. Rookies are Roberto Alomar, which was the one that I was going to remember, and Mark Grace, as well as Kem Caminiti, Jeff Blauser, Tom Glavine, Ron Gant. Um, and then, obviously the stars of the time, the Bo Jacksons, the Nolan Ryans, the Mark McGuires are all in there. So Barry Bonds. And most of those he wants one of. So we're going to have fun pulling 88 Donruss. I like that. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm a big fan of the rated rookies. That's my favorite type of rookie card to collect. That and Upper Deck back in the day, the Upper Deck rookie sets. So if I was getting a rookie, I'd want it to be an upper deck rookie or one that's nowadays it's one of the ones that say rated rookie, especially in basketball and football. Um, but even in baseball, even though it's not licensed, I still like that rated rookie logo. So this is where my love for it grew, was chasing that Roberto Alomar the next year, chasing the Ken Griffey Jr. the year after that, chasing, um, yeah. So that's going to be it for us today. Please like and subscribe the video and leave a comment. Let us know what type of stuff you'd like to see me open. And thanks for hanging out this long. I will see you guys next week.